Welcome to Faith, with the times where we analyze how religion has changed within the 21st century. This documentary explores an in-depth insight of the religious beliefs for the majority of West Africans before the transatlantic slave trade, and how their religion has changed over centuries. Before we understand the indigenous beliefs of West Africans, we need to explore how the majority were converted into Christianity. Christianity was introduced to the ancestors of African Americans during the transatlantic slave trade and the colonial period. Throughout the transatlantic slave trade, European slave traders and colonizers, predominantly of the Christian background, played a significant role in introducing Christianity to enslaved Africans. Some European slaveholders encouraged or enforced Christian conversion as they believed it would lead to docility and control. Fast forward to the 21st century, in 2007 and 2014, the RLS, Religious Landscape Study, concluded that 79% of African Americans actively identified themselves as Christians. Could this be due to the religion being passed down through generational conversion? There were various ways in which slaves converted from their traditional indigenous beliefs to Christianity. Some were more enforced than others, as some were an amalgamation of Christian teachings with their ingenious traditions. Christian missionaries. Christian missionaries began their work in slaveholding regions. They sought to evangelize enslaved individuals, offering religious instruction and converting them to Christianity. Missionaries saw conversion as a means of salvation and a way to impart European cultural norms and control over the enslaved population. Slave religious gatherings. Enslaved Africans often held secret religious gatherings where they merged their traditional beliefs with Christianity. They found parallels between their indigenous practices and Christian stories, identifying common elements and incorporating them into their own spiritual expressions. Slave preachers and independent churches. In some cases, enslaved individuals became preachers and formed independent churches within their communities. These churches blended African spiritual practices and Christian teachings, creating unique syncretic forms of worship. Now that we understand how Christianity was introduced to West Africans, the question is, what were their first beliefs or religion before slavery? African religions varied depending on the specific region and cultural group. Pre-1600s, before the transatlantic slave trade, there were diverse indigenous religions surrounding beliefs such as animism, ancestral worship, and various forms of polytheism. Animism worships animals. Ancestral worship involves the spiritual connection with the ancestors for guidance, and polytheism follows a structure of multiple gods. These religions were deeply rooted in the cultural and spiritual beliefs of different African societies. It is important to note that Africa is a vast continent with numerous distinct cultures and religions, so there was no singular religion for everyone before slavery. However, in this video, we will be only focusing on West Africa, as this region was one of the most heavily affected by slavery. The Orisha religion, also known as the Yoruba religion, or Ifa, was the oldest and largest religion in West Africa. It was also the predominant religion among the Yoruba tribe, who were a significant ethnic group for this area. When we think of Yoruba, we think this is limited to Nigeria. However, in these pre-colonial times, the Yoruba culture spread across countries of Africa, as countries were not yet determined. So this spread included countries such as Niger, Benin, Togo, etc. The Orisha religion was deeply ingrained in Yoruba culture, and the worship of Orishas, or gods, played a central role in their spiritual practices. The Yoruba tribe were widely targeted by slave raiders due to their large population. So many have lost their connection to this religion and follow the practices of more widespread recognized religions such as Islam and Christianity, etc. The history of the Orisha religion. The roots of the Orisha religion can be traced back to ancient times, dating as far back as over 5,000 years ago, meaning this religion was centuries older than a majority of others, including Christianity, with archaeological evidence to support this. The religion has a complex system of beliefs and practices centered around the worship of gods and goddesses called Orishas. The practices used to praise their Orishas varied and evolved over the centuries. This evolution occurred within the cultural context of the Yoruba people and their interactions with different neighboring tribes. Their interactions contributed to the religion by providing an external source of spiritual and cultural inspiration, shaping the identity of their art, language, music, dance, and communal life. Essentially, all these cultural aspects were reflected spiritually into the religion of the Yoruba tribe, which served as a guiding force in their lives. The Orisha religion emphasized spiritual growth, personal ethics, and community well-being. It emphasized concepts such as respect, honesty, integrity, and living in harmony with nature and society. The Orisha gods. Unlike traditional beliefs in today's society such as Christianity and Islam, the Orisha religion is structured as polytheism, where they believe in many gods. The Orishas embody different aspects of nature, human experiences, and cosmic forces, each with their specific characteristics, responsibilities, and powers. In this segment of the video, we will be exploring the different gods within the Orisha religion and what it meant to the people of the Yoruba tribe. Olodumare is considered the supreme out of all the gods, often described as the creator of the universe. Olodumare is believed to be distant from human affairs and is usually not directly worshipped. Obatala is associated with wisdom, purity, and creation. As a creator, Obatala is believed to have shaped human bodies and is associated with the process of molding and giving life. Obatala is often depicted as an elderly figure dressed in white. Yemaya is the Orisha of the ocean, representing maternal essence, nurturing, and protection. She is often depicted as a motherly figure, associated with the sea's vastness and its nurturing and healing qualities. Ogun is the Orisha of iron, war, and technology. He embodies strength, courage, and determination. Ogun is often depicted as a warrior holding a machete or other metal tools, symbolizing his association with metalworking. Oshun is the Orisha of love, beauty, fertility, and rivers. She is associated with sweetness, sensuality, and the arts. Oshun is often depicted as a beautiful young woman adorned with gold jewelry and flowing garments. Shango is the Orisha of thunder, lightning, and justice. He represents power, passion, and charisma. Shango is often depicted as a strong and virile figure wielding a double-headed axe and surrounded by thunderstorms. Orunmila is the Orisha of wisdom, divination, and fate. He is associated with Ifa, the system of divination and spiritual guidance. Orunmila is revered for his knowledge of the past, present, and future. These are just a few examples of the numerous Orishas. As shown, each have their own distinct personality, domain, symbols, and some require distinct rituals associated to their power. It's important to note that the characteristics and representations of Orishas may vary among different Yoruba communities based on their region. Practices used to celebrate the Orishas. Yorubas practiced rituals and ceremonies to honor and communicate with the Orishas. These rituals involved offerings such as food, drinks, and other symbolic items. There was also elements of chanting, drumming, and dancing. The rituals were performed by priests, priestesses, and other designated individuals with knowledge of the religious traditions. How was magic used in the Orisha religion? In Orisha religion, magic was an integral part of religious practices and rituals, especially utilized as a means to communicate with the Orishas, seek their guidance, and influence spiritual forces for various purposes. Some aspects of magic within the Orisha religion include divination is the practice of seeking an in-depth insight into the future and its hidden significance and causes. It plays a crucial role in the Orisha religion as it also acts as a way to communicate with the Orisha Orunmila and gain insight into various aspects of life. Divination methods involve using items such as cowrie shell for readings or working with divination boards. The Orisha religion placed importance on ancestral connections and the worship of ancestors. The spirits of deceased family members were revered and honored through ancestral altars, offerings, and rituals. Ancestors were believed to have the ability to influence and assist the living, and their wisdom and guidance as they were seen as intermediaries between the human realm and the spiritual realm. The Orisha religion had various practices for protection and spiritual cleansing. These included the use of protective amulets, spiritual baths, smudging with herbs, or creating talismans for personal protection, luck, or warding off negative energies, whilst promoting spiritual well-being. Plants and herbs are believed to possess specific spiritual properties and were used in rituals, cleansing, healing, and protection. Traditional healers, known as Olorishas or botanicas, are knowledgeable in the use of herbs for spiritual purposes. In certain rituals, animal sacrifices were performed as offerings to the Orishas. The specific animals varied depending on the Orisha being honored. Commonly sacrificed animals include chickens, goats, pigeons, and occasionally larger animals like cows. Cultural connections with the Orisha religion. The culture behind the Orisha religion was diverse, dynamic, and deeply rooted in Yoruba values and beliefs. The Yoruba culture was rich and vibrant, encompassing various aspects of life. Their culture impacted their religion through things such as the food they harvested either to sacrifice or consume, and the language they used when praying and encountering others of the same religion. Traditional dialect. The people practicing the Orisha religion primarily spoke various dialects of the Yoruba language. Yoruba is a Niger-Congo language and one of the largest language groups in Africa. It is primarily spoken in southwestern Nigeria, Benin, and Togo, where the Yoruba people are indigenous. Yoruba language has a rich history and cultural significance. It served as a means of communication among the Yoruba people and was used in religious, social, and everyday contexts. The Yoruba language has numerous dialects, with slight variations in pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar across different regions and communities. During the transatlantic slave trade, Yoruba-speaking people were forcibly taken from their homeland and transported to various parts of the Americas and the Caribbean. As a result, Yoruba language and cultural elements influenced the development of languages such as Lukumi or Lukumi in Cuba, Candomblé in Brazil, and Santeria in other Latin American countries. Today, Yoruba language continues to be spoken by millions of people in Nigeria and the diaspora, serving as an essential aspect of Yoruba cultural identity and religious practices, including the Orisha religion. Efforts are being made to preserve and promote the Yoruba language and its cultural heritage, both within Nigeria and among the Yoruba diaspora communities. Traditional food. Before the transatlantic slave trade and the dispersal of African peoples within the Orisha religion, various foods are considered important in religious rituals and offerings to the Orishas, which is a name for the Orisha gods. These foods are believed to have symbolic and spiritual significance. How has the Orisha religion changed with the times? Like any living religious traditions, the traditions associated with Orisha religion has undergone changes and adaptations over time. These changes have been influenced by historical events, cultural influences, colonialism, modern-day technology, and globalization. Islam and Christianity encounters. In the 19th century, the Yoruba region experienced encounters with Islam and Christianity due to the spread of these religions through trade networks, missionary activities, and colonialism. Some individuals of the Yoruba tribe converted to these religions, leading to a combination of elements from the Orisha religion with Islamic and Christian practices. Migration and cultural influences. In the Americas, particularly in countries such as Cuba, Brazil, and Haiti, the Orisha religion underwent transformations and adaptations due to the syncretism with Catholicism and the blending with other African religious traditions. This gave rise to culturally blended religions such as Santeria, Candomblé, and Vodou, which incorporated elements of the Yoruba religion alongside local beliefs and practices. Modernization and globalization. The Orisha religion has also been influenced by modernization and globalization. The accessibility of information, technological advancements, and increased mobility have facilitated the spread of Yoruba religious practices beyond their traditional geographic boundaries. As a result, the religion has encountered new challenges and opportunities in adapting to the contemporary world. It is important to note that despite these changes, the core elements of the Orisha religion, such as the worship of Orishas, divination, and communal rituals, have remained foundational. While the transatlantic slave trade disrupted and fragmented the religious practices of the traditional Orisha religion, it continues to thrive, continuing to be a significant source of spiritual and cultural identity for many adherents, both in Africa and in its culturally blended religions. This serves as a powerful testament to the resilience, cultural heritage, and spiritual connection of West Africans, providing a source of pride, identity, and guidance before, during, and after the era of slavery. Thank you for watching. Your time here has been greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe for more future content.